Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? Pull up a chair if you wish to sit at the table. Hello and welcome to Let's Bring It to the Table, where we discuss ways to improve our lives by addressing issues that directly affect us. I want to say that um, this might end up being a trigger warning. So this subject is mature. It's a mature subject. Some viewers might get triggered by this, so if you do, please just leave the table because respect is always served here. So we don't want to, upset you in any kind of way, but these are the viewpoints, and we want you to be aware that it's the viewpoints of myself and the comments from our people that's out here at the show in the show. Um, and so it's not it's just an opinion. Everybody's entitled to it. That's what the free speech is for. So just be careful, about what might be said or not said. Like I said, we're going to respect as much as possible, you know when it comes here. So I'm just letting you know that I'm expressing you've been forewarned about this. So other than that, how are you everybody doing out there? As you can see, our topic is unalive by your own hands. Recap, and then yes, it does matter. Um, I received a text after the show, and somebody wanted me to do a part two. I guess in a sense, this is going to be a part two to what we were talking about, unalive by your own hands. Um, I want y'all to understand something. When I said at the show the other day, let the words of your mouth, the meditation of your heart be accepted in thy sight. Um, there is some things that goes on with those lines that you find in the Bible, because of the fact that you know anything that you know comes out your mouth, it does come from your heart. And and sometimes it's a blunt honesty. When you really find out that people aren't who you think they are, or things are done in a way that you might not understand or you might get confused of. And when I say unalive, it does not mean unalive as in, this person no longer is here. I'm saying unalive by things happening to you, the things that you manifest within your life because of what's going on in your heart and what comes out of your mouth. And understand that if these two things doesn't align, don't think that your the the universe or the higher power or God is going to be okay with this, because he's not. He's just not. You can't ask God to let his will be done, with what you are asking for when your heart is not right. It's just not. It's just, and then you get angry with him because it does not come to pass. That is the reason why it never comes to manifestation, is because you're not aligned in the way that you should go. Understand something. Even though God gives you free will, you do whatever you want to do. But at the same token, if you're asking for him to do something, it's something that you have to do. And that is get in line with him. Lean on him. Let him know that you depend on him. He is within you. That's why they say you feed the spirit and you let the flesh go. You have to constantly feed your spirit, which is meditating and aligning yourself with him to a greater power. And when I tell you, when you do this, things happen for you. There's been times when um, I've tried to didn't have something that I needed and didn't know where it was going to come from, and it came to pass for me. I know a lot of people have come to that point where you might not had all your rent money, or you might not had money, and the lights was about to get cut off, and all of a sudden, just because you're aligned, it comes to pass. And and sometimes you don't even have to put action into place, which you're supposed to. But sometimes that greater power comes through and it aligns to you, and it moves faster than you know. Things just as some people say, magically happens when it's all about what's within here and the faith that you have and how you bring forth stuff. When I'm saying unalive by your hands, it's a lot of things that your mouth and your heart and your mind will do that has nothing to do with God, and you'll put God in the midst of it. There's this girl that's on that she does these things with God. And it's really, really funny to me because she'll ask God, like one time she said, God, I want a husband. And God was like, okay. And she said, but I got to go out there and meet men. I got to meet a whole lot of them. And he was like, yeah, you do. There's a process through this. And she was like, I don't want to do that. I just want you to put him at my door. And God said, no, that's not how it works. And she said, I see for myself. And everything that she does and with the conversation she has with him, she always at the end, because he's not giving her at that moment what she wants, the gratification she wants. Just like she'll say, oh, he changed. I want to be with this man. He's changed and he's been mean, hateful, and despiteful to her and broke things off and stuff. And then he finds his way trying to wiggle back in her life. And God said, I removed him out your life. Why are you going back that way? You know he ain't no good. He's not good for you. And she said, I'm going to see for myself. So then she goes with the heartbreak, the pains, and all of that. Because it's by her own hands. Sometimes God will tell you no, and you're gonna go ahead and say yes. So you can't blame him for what you step out on. So with that being said, this is what was texted to me, and so I'm gonna read it so y'all can get an understanding. This person texted me and they was like, yes. I asked them. They said that it needed to be a part 2, and I said, really? And they was like, yes, because I wasn't finished. Because they have been coming in the comments. They say you find men and women who cannot communicate. And it's all because of no one communicating with them as a child and taught them how to communicate with others. Also, as a child, is taught to some children by their deceitful parents to start off lying. Therefore, that's what they take to a relationship, lies, which grows distrust and mess up relationships. Therefore, we have a society with trust issues and lack of communication. And she's she's right, and what she's saying. But let's go a little deeper in it. Like the first part, people can't communicate is because they don't want to communicate. It's not that that they just don't want to. That's the way I see it. They just don't want to communicate. Why? You have to ask that person on why they feel like they don't want to communicate. Sometimes it be because they don't want to do the emotional thing. And they have to understand that sometimes either the man or the woman or whoever they're dealing with is an emotional person, and they're just trying to get their views heard, or they're listening to you and they're getting upset, and all you want to do is just say what you want to say and walk away. It don't work that way. It's a team effort, whether it's you trying to talk to your child and your child get upset with what you're telling them because it's not aligned to what they want to do. Or it could be your mother is telling you, no, I don't need you to do this. You need to do this, this, and this, and you don't want to do it. And so instead of communicating and expressing that, you rather just be quiet and not do it, and then it causes a problem. These are the things that we have to learn that, and reason why a lot of relationships, whether it's a relationship with a man or a woman or a relationship within friends or relationship period, relationship fails because there's no communication and no one wants to respect the other person's word or what they say. I'm just saying respect it. Yeah, you have a right to your feelings. You have a right to how you feel about certain things, but you have to respect the fact that it is what it is. Might not feel good. I know it don't taste good when it's being shoved down your throat for you to digest, but that's just what happens. And even with children, I know from when I was growing up, there was a time where you spoke when you were spoken to. Children were seen, not heard. That was the way of the land. You didn't go around and be around grown people when grown folks were talking. And I noticed that when I got older, there was a lot of the other cousins and stuff, the younger ones, they all up in grown folks' business, sitting there asking grown folks questions and everything. And I'm like, when we do that? You don't do that. You teach a child its place. But a lot of in this day in society, people are so much wanting to be friends in the sense of kicking it at the club with their kids or sitting back parlay drinking with their children, or doing drugs with their children or whatever the heck they're doing with their children. And there's no boundary. Boundaries are not set and they have to be set. How do you expect to get that respect that you want when you're telling your grown children, especially your grown children, you're telling them this is the law of the land and they're doing what they want to do because you have not set the boundaries from day one. It has to be set. And then if you come across those people who do not set those boundaries and they allow their child to, even if they're young, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, and they're allowing their child to be disrespectful in your presence to you, guess what? You need to question that relationship because one, that's not even supposed to happen. That's how I see it. It is not supposed to happen. You don't let that child disrespect because if it happens with me, guess what? I'm gonna look at you like get your child or get your grandchild or whatever. And if you don't, I'm gonna have something to say. The child is gonna get upset because I'm gonna let them know I don't play that. You will not do this with me. And that's what it ends up having to be. Now, as far as the deceitfulness of the parents to start off line teaching their children that, shame on them. Shame, shame, shame on them. And I know that is a very, very hurtful thing to me. It is. That you got people out here that they do this for a living and kids out here hustling and lying to get money. And it don't have to be that way. But if that's the mindset of the parent, trust and believe that they're teaching this child and just hopefully this child is not programmed enough to think that this is okay. And making it seem as if it's okay. It can't be okay. It's never okay. We have to understand that it's never okay that a child lies and a child is being deceitful. But it's sad when it's coming from the hands of the parents. And this is what the parents is teaching them in order to get things that they want by using the child. Yes, it calls up messed up relationship between the child and whoever's out there. You have children that have become pathological liars, and when you're a teenager, that your so-called friend and you're in the schoolyard and that that's all they do, you will never trust them. And so even getting grown, you will not trust them because you're gonna remember how you used to be. And they might not. They might not when they got grown, they realized because somebody told them, hey, you don't have to lie. Let's just get some honesty in this. You don't have to lie. Sometimes, and I really feel like it's a sad thing when people decide that that's what they want to do is just lie through relationships with friends and people and they're really wanting to just think it's okay when it's not, and then they get upset because that person is upset because they weren't being honest. I understand that honesty hurt, but you have to understand you're going to have to stand 10 toes down in your honesty and be able to accept that person is upset. And however that upsetness comes, whether they start yelling, if they start crying, their feelings is hurting or whatever, you still got to deal. Now, if you feel like you shouldn't have to deal, then you got an issue. You really have an issue that you need to get resolved because you're taking away that person's choice to feel. And you never want to do that because that brings distrust. And if you think that it's okay, like I said, it's a problem. Alois said, hey, Alois. She said, I agree. I have somebody in my family like that. Yeah, and it is sad, that you have people like that and you can't trust. And then these people, it's just like the little boy who cried wolf. And then when he finally cried again, what happened? He's gone because nobody believed him. And you, it's gonna come a time that this comes back. You have to, people have to understand that their words mean something. You know, sometimes I get mad at people. I'm human, and I've said this, and I can say it here. Especially when someone has hurt me really, really bad, or they did some low down stuff, and I saw this on either it was TikTok or Facebook, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's me all day. That's what I want, and it's still because I want karma to come back on them. I shouldn't have to be the one who have to feel this. When I say karma, God has a way of coming back around, and these people have to deal with what they deal with. And so it said karma, let karma meet them and dry F them with the cactus up they were in. Hey, it is what it is. You shouldn't do mean things or say mean things to people and don't think that there's no repercussion. You just shouldn't. And my thing is, you don't understand, or you don't want to understand the gravity of what you say or what you do to people. And when you don't understand the gravity of what you say and what you do to people, and you're not being nice about it, and you're just being evil and manipulative and hateful because that's just the way that you feel and that's what's in the midst of you, and you get to dig. I know people like that. They get it makes them happy to see somebody in a worse situation than them. They laugh, they laugh about it, they joke about it, they talk about it, and nobody's situation is greater. Everybody, almost everybody, is one check away from being homeless. So what is you laughing about? You have nothing to laugh about. A lot of people think that their job is secure. Jobs ain't secure. You see what's going on with Yellow Freight? People been working 30 years and now they don't have a pension. You depending on the wrong thing. That's not the source. Your job is just a job. It comes and goes. It's not, I feel like being dedicated, and I've been laid off several times. And that's the reason why I say what I say. You can't be dependent on these jobs like that because that's the way they want you to be. You got to get out here and have other sources. Logan said it best. He said, when you work in a corporation or a job or whatever, you don't let them know what you got going on. You got people that's in management, or you got people that's in other areas of where you work and stuff, envious if you riding around in a better car than them. And while we're talking, if y'all decide y'all want to call in and comment on questions, dial 678-888-1723. That's 678-888-1723. You can call in, and again, follow, and share. Um, follow, and share. Let's bring it to the table so other people can enjoy. You can't beat it. I have a Q code for that. So if you want to go to the page, hit the Q code, scan it, and go to the page, follow, and share to everyone else that you may know, so they can be a part of this tribal family on Let's Bring It to the Table. Okay? But back to this matter at hand. I really feel like, that this is a dangerous game to play when it comes with kids, because there's a lot of things that goes on with children in this day and time. You have children that are being sex trafficked, and I'm not talking about no grown children. I'm talking about children, young children that are being used to lure other children. Just like there was a young lady who went to visit a little boy, a friend of hers. They were teenagers, and he slipped something in her drink, and she ended up in a whole nother state. People are using children to do these kind of things. And don't get mad at the child for this. This child is learning how to survive. This child is learning, how to be here and living in the best way that they know possibly can. And they have these adults that they're trying to trust, which is sad. It's really, really sad. But this is what goes on. That you have people who use children to manipulate other children. You have people who play nice, and teenagers. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Sometimes I feel like y'all need to be shaken upside down because y'all don't listen. You don't think your parents know anything. Been there. But the one thing I did do, regardless of my little mouth, I did listen. Because I'm scary that way. I'm just not gonna put myself in a position where I can get hurt. And you have teenagers when you're at the ball games and you're at the different places, and because you think mom and dad don't know what they're talking about, and they give you a little responsibility, and you're supposed to be going to the bathroom, and you end up in a whole nother state because you see this guy that's cute and he's talking to you, or they saying, hey, you want to go outside for a little bit, whatever, and they get you in the car and you go, and they don't even know where you at. Your parents don't even know where you at, and they got to fight everything. Some people don't have the means to find you, and you're gone forever. So you might need to think about that. You think about when you're at Walmart and you're supposed to be with your mom now, but you get mad because you want to go to the video games, or you want to go and to the toy section, or wherever you want to go in Walmart, and you need to stay with your parents. This is the times now that you have to stay with your parents. If you don't stay with your parents, people are snatching you. I had a man follow me and my son when he was 13 years old through Walmart. And you talking about somebody that act a fool? And I'm by myself. I'm the mother. No man, no husband, no nothing. Just me, my single self, and my child. And this man had the audacity to even walk up right there in my face and said something to my child when he was 13 years old. And you know what? And as true as I am today, I would have still do it today. And he's 22 years old because they snatching them too. If it take my life to make sure he good, that's what was going down. And I act a plumb fool. I got my bed out that car and I was walking toward them because all it is that it just take that you trying to take my child. That's all it takes for me. I don't know about anybody else, but that's all it takes for me. And so, thank you. And so, some people, they don't understand that they too lax when it comes to these children or even teaching them. It doesn't cost much to sit down and just talk and not teach your child that. I don't know what to tell this person who texts this about the distrust and the lie. All I can tell you is to tell the baby, you honesty is everything. And our relationship is bigger than that. And you might not can tell her that now or him that now, but later on you should be able to tell them that, okay? And so I think that covered it. If anybody else have any questions or concerns about this, about unalive by your own hands, I hope I did justice for this. But like I said, communication is everything. To communicate, speak, say it how maybe the delivery could be better. I know mine can sometimes, but that's hard for me because I don't sugarcoat. And if I don't get to say it how I want to say it, it's going to come off the wrong way. And it does anyway. So it is what it is. That's the way I see it. But it's okay. It is okay. The next topic, y'all give me a moment while we wait. I'm pulling it up. This was sent to me and had a little bit of a discussion about it. And it goes to what I was saying about yes, it does matter. Because some people don't get it. They don't understand what matters and what don't matter. I don't want to hear, and let me say this real quick because I know some people gonna get triggered. I don't want to hear no female on here coming after me talking about well, what about the women? I don't care. right now about you winning, because we always talking about what women this and women that and women this and women that. Yes, you matter. Okay. So don't come in here trying to be narcissistic or gaslighting about anything that I have to say next. Alois said, how you have what you have with a person has so much pride you cannot talk to them, know it all. Oh, okay. How can you talk with someone who has so much pride? You can't talk to them because they know it all, baby girl. That's a easy one. You don't. Because those type of people, it is what it is. It's nothing you can do about their pride and the way they think. They don't think nobody else can tell them anything. That's just how they are. You say what you have to say and let it be. And if they are know it all, guess what? Then around them you know nothing. And Bessie just said it, and that's right. He said you let them walk their walk. I couldn't have said it no better than that. He said let them walk their walk, because that's what you do. You let them walk their walk. Because we have people in our lives that think they know everything and can't nobody tell them nothing. And guess what? And those are the ones who ended up coming back later on and saying the things that they're saying, but they'll even deflect that back on you as if it's your fault. So you let them walk their walk, because ain't that's a battle you'll never win, sweetie. You let them be who they are. You recognize it and you go from there. Because and then sometimes it's more than just that. Sometimes people who think they know it all is because they don't think you know anything, and they might not be the sharpest knife in the pot. So that's the way I see it. So this other topic was a discussion I was having with this real intellectual gentleman, um, and we were discussing this, and so and this is a thing that really happened. I went and I looked at this, and found the news articles pertaining to this. This man cut off his wife's head, and this was in Jamaica. Um, After the DNA test showed that none of the 6 kids was his. None of the 6 kids. And she confessed this to him. See, this is the thing that I know a lot of, like I said, women don't come on here holler about what about what men do and all that. Yeah, we know that's been the line of times, but this is something that runs a little bit deep. Yeah, there are men who have whole other families, but that ain't got nothing to do with you because it ain't being done to you. So I don't want to hear it. You have men who cheat on their wives, have whole other families, have other children, all that, whatever. Okay, we know that. I've said it for you. Okay, we know that. But that stuff hits a little bit different when this man can be just as sweet as a woman can be. What I mean by sweet, what I'm saying, he's devoted. He's a husband. He's a father. He does everything that's right. He hasn't cheated. He hasn't done any of the things that these other men done, and he really go hard for his family because he love them. And then you do something like this. I'm saying this because I said it before. I don't feel bad for her. I'm sad for the kids, but I don't feel bad for her. You had 6 kids, and you knew these weren't his kids. Who does crap like that? You living with this man. Make it make sense. I've seen men in courts, whether they was married to the woman or not married to the woman, and finding out this kid that they done dedicated their life to is not theirs. And everybody's over there consoling the woman who's crying, but you the one that did the dirt. And some of them don't even be crying. They up there going off talking about whatever, whatever. And he's over there devastated. But we want him to man up. That was just like the story about the young man that I said last week, who unalived himself when he found out that baby wasn't his. He wanted to be a father. He was a good guy. He was a good guy. Just like I could easily say, okay, men, do like y'all tell us, choose better. But when you think you got something, and this comes to us holding ourselves accountable as women, and when we see this kind of stuff, we need to talk about it and get a solution. What makes you think that you deserve a good man when you're a trifling tail woman? Why? You out here, you doing your dirt, you doing whatever the heck you want to do. And then you having these babies and he's providing, he's taking care of them. Don't you think if you for the streets that you shouldn't have a man like this? I'm just saying. But then even though he told family, in the article it said he told his family, told people he was going to kill them. He sat up there because of anger. He was out, that was a cry for help. Regardless of what anybody say, that was a cry for help. And guess what they said? They did not take him serious. That's in the news article. They said they did not take him serious. How could you not take somebody serious that said they about to off somebody because of what they did to them? That's some serious stuff. That make it make sense to me. Oh, you right. She didn't realize or believe he was snapped. She probably didn't, because she thought that he was, as what we would say, a softie, or as they would say, like you were always talking about the simp men and stuff. They probably thought, but no. He ain't none of that. You people don't understand the mind of a man. When a man done went and put himself and he's giving his all to you, he's giving his all to you, and he's sitting up there contemplating everything that he has done for you, the pain, the anguish that's going through. Some men want you to hurt. Just like that young man who offed his, I think he had 3 or 4 kids, boys, and his girlfriend gave him a disease, and she was like, whatever. And to get back at her, he killed himself and them kids. I don't feel like that was fair or right, but he felt like he was going to give her something to think about. And that's what he did. He said they do not believe that he would snap because most likely he was acting like a simp the whole time. Maybe is what we call, I don't think that's a good word to say, because that's what y'all say, he was a simp. I don't think the simps are the ones who think they are alphas. That's my belief, because if a man is doing right and he's holding his household down and he can't be a simp. Now, a simp is somebody who, to me, is someone who don't have any boundaries, or don't know how to have boundaries, and they are a yes man, just like they're a yes woman, just like there are do boys, just like there are do girls, that, there's no boundaries that they wouldn't cross to please the person that they would, because they weren't taught that, that it's okay to say no, but I don't think he was a simp. I think he was a man who loved his family, and he was devoted to his family, and his wife, she just did the most stupidest thing that she could have ever imagined to do. That's, but Alois said, when you fed up, you are fed up. That's true. That is true. That's true. When you fed up, you fed up. But my thing is, why even put someone through this kind of bull crap? Because, the one thing, like I tell my son all the time, and this is something that's true to the day ends of life. Truth do come to the light. Whether she was going to admit or not, Truth was coming to the light. But sooner or later, this ain't the first time this has happened. You know, the other lady, she kind of got off free. He walked away, but he was angry. But this, he 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 wanted her to feel that. And again, like I said, I don't I don't feel bad for her. I feel bad for the kids. I feel bad for the fact that she brought him to this point that that he feel like he had to unalive her because of her stupidity. But for as far as her and what she was dealt, that's karma. Karma came knocking real hard at her door. And yeah, people gonna say I was wrong for what I said. I don't care. But that's my opinion. That's even when a man goes out and do what he do. You know, he come home. There was a man that brought a lady. He was a football player, I think, and he brought AIDS to his wife. And it was like he felt like she should have gotten over it, and she stayed with him till he died. But still, at the same fact of the matter, that's horrible. Your death should be cruel too. I know I shouldn't even be saying that, but let's be real for a minute. You can't tell me God is in the midst of any of that. You're just not when you bring this kind of stuff, this kind of energy, this kind of chaos. God ain't nowhere in that because He didn't bring it. And people usually want to say, well, if God put you to it, He'll bring you through it. God didn't put you to this. He just didn't. Regardless of what you really think about the matter, yeah, she's a woman. Her life was taken, but you have to think about the foundation that she set forth in this. You had a good man that was providing, and you wanted your cake and eat it too. And guess what? This is what you get. There's another guy, which is sad, and this happens all the time. They just convicted a guy on Friday. Was that, yeah? Because this article came out July. This was a while back. This man, he murdered his wife and the 6-year-old daughter after he took a paternity test because he found out that it was some things that she had said, and he questioned it, what was said, and it made him doubt. And so he took the child to McDonald's, he swabbed her mouth, and he found out that this little girl was not his daughter. And he was there from day one. It's like I said, y'all don't understand. Things hit different for a man when he there from day one, and he's thinking that he's got a good one, and these are his kids. Their psyche is different, no matter what you might think or say. And this man did the DNA test and found out this wasn't his child. This man sat up, he contemplated this. He contemplated this for over 8 days of how he was going to get rid of her. He tried to strangle her with the computer cord. He handcuffed her naked on the floor. And when she was struggling and trying to get away and trying to fight back, he took her head and beat it in the post board 20 times until her skull cracked. So I'm just saying, you have to understand things. There was a 13-year-old daughter that was there. She was unharmed, but she heard her sister crying. And he went up the stairs and he grabbed the bags and he killed that girl. That baby had nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. And he killed her because he thought that was his. You never understand the psyche of people when things like this go on, and you have to be mindful because it does matter. We try to say it's not. I feel like it is so cruel when the courts make a man pay child support on a child that's not his, just because you don't want to be labeled that kid as a bastard. Come on now, go find the real daddy. Let him take care of that child. Just because he's been there, he was hoodwinked. Some men, there are good men. Yeah, there are good men out here. I know a lot of them that take care of other men's children. But this is a whole different ball game when you're taking care of a child you think is yours and it's not. You wholeheartedly believing this is your baby and it's not. Women, you know. And we're going to have to do better in that department instead of justifying and thinking that it's okay for these kind of things to go on. Yeah, we had a young girl who sat up and lied about um, her being taken, and she was up in the hotel at the Red Roof or whatever. Okay, that's a one of one. There's plenty of the women that's out here that's been taken and are gone, and we have not seen them since 2001, 2013, 2018, and nothing was said and done. I think this was good that the fact that they did go, the efforts that was taken to make sure she brought back safely. That girl got issues. She got issues. And so, even with that being said, she got to have the help, and may God continue to bless her and her family in the craziness that's going on right now. I don't feel a certain type of way about it or anything. I just feel like it's sad that it had to happen. I feel like it was sad that that she was pushed to resort to this. Um, Bessie said, unfortunately, that makes it harder for the real missing black women. Yes, it does. It really do. And it makes us look bad as black people because we didn't do any better. We out here making jokes. We saying she lied. We're doing everything instead of letting them take care of this situation the best way they know how. And you know how those people are. All they want is one lick so they can continue doing the deviant stuff that they do. Organ harvesting, snatching up women, taking them into slave labor and sex slaves. All of this. But you didn't hear them say anything about those 103 or 108 children that were found dead in the back of a trailer. It was a blip and it was gone. Them kids were dead. Things like this happen all the time. COVID got these people working hard. Do you hear me? To catch up on their quota because everybody was inside during COVID for a year and they couldn't get to you. They couldn't snatch you. They couldn't do the thing. Now they taking grown women, they taking grown people. Everybody's getting gone because they need organs. People needing transplants. They're doing all kind of things. They're taking children, not just for sex slavery, but for labor. All of this is going on, and the majority that's being taken is us. And we make it look bad when we do the crap that we do. We don't make it make sense. I have yet to laugh at any of that crap that they have made fun of about that situation because I see a bigger picture that's unfolding. Like he said, it makes it harder because they don't want to look for us anyway. It's sad enough that when a little girl that's 8, 9, or 13, maybe 16-year old gets snatched, and then we saying, "Oh, she just being fast." How stupid are you as the parent, or as the guardian, or as the auntie, or the uncle, or whoever? Just because you want to put your mouth on that situation and say the child is just being fast. When has fast got anything to do with somebody driving down the road and snatching a child walking from a store? Make it make sense. We got to stop acting like that. Stop giving into like that. When their kids get snatched, they don't do that. They don't say the child was just being fast. They go out there and they looking for theirs. They getting all the resources and stuff looking for theirs. They knew what they was doing. They knew this was their lick. They knew that this all they needed that one lick so they don't have to even look back our way because they already looked down on us. But we out here making fun of it because, it's a bad situation. Ha 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 on her. But what about the girl that was taken today? What about the little boy that was snatched today? What about the little boy that was molested last year in the daycare, 3 years old, that justice in Texas, and justice still hadn't been done for? His mama is fighting and they're threatening her life. And she's trying to get justice because of these crazies at this daycare did this to her child. They ain't been arrested. Nothing. Nothing's been done. When are we going to make us matter and stop being stupid? When? Make it make sense. Somehow, some way, this got to make sense to where you can understand that no matter what, no matter who, that life do matter. Yes, we got kids that's on the street right now, homeless. We got families on the street right now, homeless. And we make a mockery of it. There are videos that's showing you difference where you got this, like this black guy was blind, claimantly, and he was just trying to reach out to get some help, and the people were shunning him. But the white guy that did it, oh, they helped him. When are we going to start helping our own? And it's right there in our face, and we look by as if it's nothing. And it's not. It's proven facts. You go out there and amongst a whole lot of them or somewhere, and you ask for a hug, you might not get it. You might go through 50 people before you get a hug. But yet and still, we the bad guy. You got school systems in Florida that's sitting up here talking about that it was necessary to be a slave. It was necessary. Yeah, it probably was. Because if it wasn't necessary, you wouldn't have the things you have today. Yeah, it was necessary. But a lot of things that happen is not necessary. Slavery is one of them. You could have had all this without doing that. I feel like it could have happened. Because you have people running behind you anyway, trying to please you anyway. So I'm just not one of them. I feel like we can do better. And we have to do better in that department. I think that everybody should do better because it matters. Men's mental health matters. Telling a man to be a man is not the way. Telling a boy to be a boy is not the way. Telling a woman to shut her tears because you're the strong one, it's not the way. Some people are just one snap away from cracking. Bessie said that's correct. Slavery was not necessary. No, it wasn't. Yeah, I think that's about it. Now, I was just sitting up here thinking, y'all know what? I was supposed to do this earlier, but I'm gonna do it right now. I want y'all to look at this. I have this product. If y'all see, my hair is straight. It's straight. I'm still natural. No relaxing, none of that. My hair is straight. And it is poofing up a little bit because that's just what it do. My hair do not hold curl. I'm surprised that it's still holding this bend in this little flip right here because my hair never, even when I was relaxing my hair, it never held curls unless I kept it real short. My hair is longer now, but it never held curls. But I went on Temu. I don't know what y'all think about Temu, but I think Temu is a good thing. This is not what I paid, but this is the one that I bought. That now it's $14.37. This is a comb, a brush that straightens out your hair. I think it did a great job, y'all. I don't know what y'all might see, but I think it did a fantastic job on my hair. it came with a little card that they told me thank you for purchasing from them, because Temu is just like it's like another type of Amazon in my to make it make sense. It you they have different companies on there and you can buy different stuff. A lot of people are hesitant, but I'm telling y'all, they are good. This thing came here. I thought maybe it was gonna be something little because, like I said, I paid less than this when I got it because I guess because I'm an affiliate and I'm an influencer on Temu, and so when I got it, this is what it looks like. This thing gets hot real fast. It has gauges, the on and off button, and all you have to do is hold this. If you want to get up to 280 degrees, it'll take you right there. You can take it low. I think I had mine at 200, and this is what it did. Yeah, it was. It was 200, and it straightened my hair out. My hair is fine, so it's thin. You know, when it's not curly, it's thin. When it straightens out, and if I did a Brazilian, it'd probably be thinner than this. But I think it did a pretty good job, even though I'm finna do something different with my hair today, starting tonight. But I had to do this to get the review done. I think it's a great tool for those who are looking for something outside of a straightened comb. You don't have to worry about them edges getting burnt, them kitchen edges. You don't have to worry about any of that. I think it's a great device. Um, and I think it was worth the I think I paid half of that it is now. Like I said, it's an ion. It's ion, negative ion hair straightener. So and that's a win too. So if you decide you want to get it, you can scan the Q code. And you can if you need my code, if you're new, I can give you my code and you can they'll give you a discount if you're new to Temu. So yeah, but I think it was good. I think it did a great job on my hair from what and those who know, they know what my hair usually look like. So I think I like it. I really, really like it. Oh, thank you, Bestie. Nice job on the hair. Yep. It'll be going back to the what it used to be. Um, yes, you like it, Alois. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, I think it was a good buy. When I tell you it's a lot of things on Temu that you can get it, and I mean it is worth it. I have a cousin who's addicted. I think she get packages 3 or 4 times in a week, but she's an influencer on there as well, and so I try to bag up some because I'm more conscientious because I'm single. So I don't do as much, but I do what I need to do to get the discounts that I get and everything. And I have other things that I bought from there that I've liked. I'm gonna try some of the clothes and see what they are like in there too. So yeah, I think if you haven't tried Temu, I think you should. I'm going to put the link on my page. So if you need the link to get into Temu, you can get there and become a part of the Temu family. I'm telling y'all, some things you you might question it. I know for a fact that the the decor things that you get, like bling wrap, all of that, have not yet been disappointed. I'm even gonna do a review on the nail stuff that I got because I used to go get my nails done all the time. Yes, and yes, it's a discount, and and everything is discounted. Yes, and so I'm going to, because I used to be a cosmetologist and I did hair and I did nails and stuff, and I've gotten to the place where I've spent almost 180, $190 to get my nails done because there's certain techniques that I like where it don't damage my nail bed. And so that's where I've gotten to. And I appreciate our black nail salons that offer that type of service. But I'm gonna have to learn how to go back into my little roots of doing my own thing, because I've done makeup, I've done all of that, and I like what I used to do in a sense. I just don't. Hair is just one of those things that it's a hit and miss for me. But I'm going to do a review and I'm gonna do my own nails. So, I think that's going to be something, and I haven't done my own nails in a long time, not to that capacity of what I'm about to do. So I think that's going to be a great thing to do. And I have some other things that I'm cooking up and doing as well with Timu. So I just need y'all to tune in. I'm gonna keep pushing for Timu because I'm telling y'all, if you go on AliExpress, it's better than AliExpress. I bought purse. Even though I know some people don't like my purses, I do because I got a Brahmin. It's a Brahmin lookalike that's on there, and I love her. She's pretty because I love purple. She's pretty, and the quality is real great and everything. And I got some other totes that's from Timu, and I'll show them next time. But I like them. I mean, and for the price, come on now, and it's great quality. You better sit down somewhere. Everything that I've gotten so far, I have yet to be disappointed. I'm just saying. So if you hadn't gotten on that boat, you might want to try. So if you need the my discount code, I'll get that to you. I'm gonna put it in the links in the comments field, so we can get that out there. But I'm telling y'all, Timu is pretty cool with some of the things that they have. I've yet to, like I said, I have yet to be disappointed on the things that I've gotten off of there. So next week we'll be back on. Um, Waiting on confirmations. So we're gonna get, and I think next week is the week we get started. It is because that's the first week of August. Yeah, first week of August we get started with our the business series, and we're gonna start from the root, from the bottom to the top. So, and we're going to discuss this. So, if you are thinking about a business, wanting to get in a business, um, you might just want to do it as a hobby. I don't know. But we're going to talk. We're going to discuss this. We're going to discuss some things, and I'm gonna show you some. Maybe I'll show you some things to where you can understand how to go about. Because this is where I live, and and I really believe that for those who want, they should have. And so, if you don't know how to get started, I'm gonna tell you how. And some things are way easier than going on LegalZoom, spending a couple of $100. Or I think they changed it. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to go back out there this week and see. Do my due diligence to make sure I'm not speaking ill will of anybody, which I'm not, because for those who got the money, who can, you go right ahead, and for those who don't, come see me, and we'll talk about it. And I'm gonna tell you how to go about getting the basis of what you do need to at least be prepared for your hobby or to go into a business if you want to go further than that. And then we're gonna go further in this than you would ever imagine in this series. I have people lined up that's going to tell you some things about what they do. So, and I hope you tune in. But until then, like I always say, if respect is not being served, you need to get up off that table. But if it's your table, get them off. Set your boundaries. Do what you have to do, because it's not worth it if respect is not being served. It's just not. But at this table, respect will always be served. Every Wednesday we'll be on, and we got some more changes. If you don't have Clubhouse, you need to download it. If you don't have the link, let me know, and I'll get the links to you for Apple and for Android phones, because we're going to start going over there too. We're scheduling some things, so we're going to have discussions over there. And guess what? And you get to be way more a part than what you're doing here. We get to hear from you on that end, and it will be live as well. So if you don't have it, get it. If you're on TikTok, be there. Where we're hitting a whole lot of different platforms now. Instagram, we're on the way. So I'm excited. Exquisite Taste Network is doing this thing. We're going to be everywhere. Knowledge Power Hour is going to be in combination with Let's Bring It to the Table with this business series, because some of this is just knowledge and some of this is just what it is. So tune in next week, Wednesday. We're going to start from the bottom. I think that's what I'll tell it. It's starting from the bottom. So we can get here. Okay. So tune in Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I hope y'all be blessed. And again, y'all need to start thinking about what you say and what you do in life and how it impacts other people, because that karma will come back and you can't say you didn't deserve what you did deserve. I'm just saying. Y'all have a good one. Good night.